Hi, I'm Tom Clark and I'm the brand manager on Jurassic World Evolution 3.
And I'm Andy Fletcher, I'm the game director of Jurassic World Evolution 3.
And welcome to this very special showcase that we have for you on the first pack coming to Jurassic World Evolution 3, the Wetlands pack, which arrives alongside our very exciting free update.
Yeah, and before we dive into everything that the Wetlands pack has to offer, let's take a look at what's coming in that free update.
Hello, welcome to our first free update showcase for Jurassic World Evolution 3. Let's open the park gates and see what's coming to the game on December 9th. Since launch, we've been admiring all the incredible parks you've been creating, and we wanted to give all park managers some new ways to customise your enclosures. The Cypress Swamp Brush is a new environment brush for tropical and temperate biomes, which lets you bring wetland-inspired enclosures to life. This brush paints new cypress trees across parks and introduces a murky mist which seeps across the floor, fantastic for your dinosaur photography. We've also included a handful of new cypress trees as scenery pieces, so you can go in and design your wetland environments exactly how you like. The Island Generator is getting some exciting new updates to make the tool even more powerful for our sandbox players. As part of the update, we're happy to announce that the Island Generator is getting 3 additional biomes to choose from. Alongside tropical, players will now be able to pick from temperate, desert, or Mediterranean biomes when starting their island customization. A new slider has been added to the mode, which allows you to adjust the prominence of beaches on your generated islands. Islands can now feature more cliffs or more beaches depending on your preference. We've been listening to player feedback around the building boundaries on the islands. You'll now be able to decorate your waterways, cliff faces and beaches with scenery pieces. This will make for some truly unique and stunning islands that we're so excited to see. Alongside all these new features, we're always looking at optimizations that we can make to improve the overall gameplay experience. Firstly, we've added the blueprint menu to make it easier to see all of your custom and downloaded creations in one place. Next, you can now copy path styles from elsewhere in the park, making sure everything matches up exactly without having to hunt for that specific colour you chose earlier on. Finally, we've added a navigation heat map so that you can see exactly where small, medium, large and giant species can navigate, as well as guests and vehicles, making it easier to see that your parks are operating as expected. That's a very quick look at the powerful new features coming on December 9th. Everything we've shown today will be released along with a variety of fixes and optimizations. You'll be able to find a full list in the patch notes.
And there we have it. So some really exciting additions coming in the free update. I know I'm particularly excited about the Island Generator. What about yourself, Andy?
Yeah, I think players are going to love what we've done for the Island Generator, the new biomes and also that increased flexibility of placing things. It's great being able to bring some quality of life updates to the game, the copy path style tool, big fan of, and in particular the blueprints menu. Yes. You know, all those blueprints we've been downloading, you can now access them in one place, which is really cool.
I have hundreds of blueprints downloaded, so that is going to be super helpful. So obviously since launch, us and the team, it has been overwhelming to see the response to the game. Obviously we've seen park managers jumping in, building fantastic parks. We've seen your creations on the workshop, special enclosures that you've been building for all of the different species, and it's been truly incredible. So we wanted to offer up a festive gift, a special thank you to everybody as part of this free update. So let's take a look. So the Dinosaurus is coming to Jurassic World Evolution 3 as a special festive gift. We've actually got it in game, so let's jump straight in and take a look. So here it is, obviously the fan favourite. Very excited to bring this one to the game, right, Andy?
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely a fan favourite, as you say. So bringing it to Jurassic World Evolution 3 is a full family unit. with male, female, and a fantastic looking juvenile is it's definitely something we're really excited about. Our animators have really enjoyed putting extra care into this, making sure those social animations between the adults and between the juveniles are extra special, because we know this is a much loved dinosaur.
And obviously it's right near the water there, and one of the new things with the Dinocaris is that it's now semi-aquatic.
Yeah, big change for the Dinocaris, a semi-aquatic family unit. And this is actually, not only is this great because it's another semi-aquatic dinosaur in Jurassic World Evolution 3 and another dinosaur that can use those deep water bodies that you can put in your enclosures, but it also means that we've actually done some improvements to the Dinocaris itself, like improved the fur shaders so that the fur looks better when it comes out of the water. So it's actually had a nice bit of uplift because it does more in the game now.
Incredible. Yeah, absolutely stunning. Excellent. So that's everything we've got in the free update. Lots of really exciting new additions, and obviously the Dinocaris, very exciting. So let's take a look now at the Wetlands pack, which is introducing 3 dinosaur family units, some really stunning species there. And also we've got some other bits, right?
Absolutely. We've got hundreds of scenery items and 13 new blueprints, all fitting in with the Wetlands theme. So these are kind of bayou and sort of swampy inspired scenery items, rusty shacks and wooden boats and things like that. Really unique scenery to help you build out your parks and create really interesting new enclosures for your guests and for these wonderful new dinosaurs.
Amazing. So let's take a look at the first dinosaur coming in the pack, and arguably my favourite. So the Irritator is coming to the Wetlands pack, which is very exciting. We've obviously got that loaded up here in game. Let's take a look. So swimming around, obviously semi-aquatic behaviour. Very
another semi-aquatic dinosaur, yeah, another Spinosaurus for the roster.
Yes.
People very, very excited about that. We've been looking forward to bringing the Irritator to Jurassic World Evolution for a while, and it looks wonderful in the game. Beautiful, beautiful skin. It's got that big, long, thick, distinctive tail. You can actually see when the sun kind of comes through the membrane of the tail, which really, you can do that with the new lighting that we've got in the game. So, some fantastic visual improvements in general there. Obviously got that big sort of croc-like snout. It's got those eyes that just peek above the water while it's swimming along. This is a very distinctive name, of course, the Irritator. I think originally the original fossils were kind of tampered with, so the paleontologists were irritated by that, hence the name. Really distinctive, really full of character, this dinosaur, and fabulous to bring it to Jurassic World Evolution 3.
The skin patterns and colour variations that we've got for this one as well is really wonderful, and obviously Juvenile looks fantastic as well.
The juveniles. Our animators have had a lot of fun with the juveniles. They kind of looked at baby crocodiles to kind of inspire, the animation set for the Irritated juvenile. Some of that kind of cute clumsiness that you get with kind of baby crocs really came into their own here.
And obviously, being semi-aquatic, they benefit from the fish, finding fish, right?
Yes,
in the
they
deep water?
find fish. They will eat fish from the deep water. They require there are lots of deep water and wetland brushes inside their enclosures, and they can also hunt on land. So they are piscivores. They'll eat fish in the deep water, but they will also hunt on land. So quite a dangerous animal as well. Quite a matriarchal society. They're sort of, if the mother and the biological child are separated, then they'll lose comfort. But also you want to make sure there's not too many adult males in the enclosure. Very much a matriarchal kind of society there. So yeah, quite interesting from a social needs perspective as well.
Cool. So, and obviously here, what we're seeing is as part of their sort of enclosure setup, we're using that new cypress swamp brush, which comes in the free update.
Absolutely, yes. Cypress Swamp is a new wetlands brush, and as you can see, it puts down these wonderful new cypress trees that have this kind of hanging moss, but it also creates this mist, this kind of mysterious atmospheric mist that gets generated as soon as you paint it down, and that's super exciting as well for us because it just allows you to create new sorts of vistas and new atmospheres particularly for the Irritator. It works so well.
Yeah, stunning, absolutely, and it works so well with the scenery items as well. We'll take a look at those in a moment.
Yep.
For now, let's jump in and take a look at the next species coming in the Wetlands pack. Great, so the Austroraptor is our second family unit in the Wetlands pack, and here we have it loaded up in game, looking absolutely incredible, right, Andy?
Yeah, I love the Austroraptor. This is a very large raptor, obviously very kind of bird-like, got that big plumage on its tail. This is the male, has a little frill on its head just to denote it. It's distinct from the female, so some nice dimorphism there. Really excited to bring this to the game.
Yeah, these ones are stunning, absolutely stunning. Obviously, we've got the juveniles as well, which look equally amazing in this very sort of...
Very colourful kind of patterns available here. That is a beautiful plumage there.
And these guys, in terms of family setup, how do they...
They're very familial. So within the family, the biological family, you need to make sure that those the parents and the juveniles are both kept together, and that their sort of comfort will be dependent on one another. So if the juveniles are losing comfort, then the adults will as well. So yeah, it's one where it's not just about the whole herd and the whole enclosure. It's actually more about the family unit.
Amazing. And in terms of diet, these guys will eat from the fish feeder, right?
Yeah, they've actually got a really cool new fish feeder animation as well, where I think the fish kind of escapes and it grabs it from outside of the fish feeder. So that was really fun. They'll eat from the fish feeder. They will also hunt on land as well. So yeah, they're raptors. They will go for prey on land, but primarily they'll eat from the fish feeder. And
amazing.
Wonderful family unit there.
So in terms of eating from the fish feeder, you may have seen on our socials, on the website, on the store page even, we've got some wonderful screenshots where the fish feeder has been redecorated with some of these fantastic scenery items that we can see in the background. So let's take a closer look at those.
So this is some of the wetlands-inspired scenery in the Wetlands pack, and as you can see, it's got this kind of slightly dilapidated, abandoned look, which I really like. It provides a lot of opportunities for kind of almost like storytelling or world building beyond the more sort of modern aesthetic of the infrastructure that you have in the main game. It's almost like this kind of area has been abandoned by humans and reclaimed by dinosaurs. So there's a really nice kind of rustic vibe to it. You've got some really interesting pieces in here. So we've got some snappable signs and that you can add onto these the multiple snap points on this post. So some really distinct kind of
it makes it super easy as
pieces.
well. And you can do the same thing, I think, with the jetties, right?
Yeah, these kind of wooden planks. You can snap these together, and they just clip together like that. So they're not all grid pieces. They can just snap out to one another like this. You can build out into the water, and you've got some really distinctive individual items as well. You can see the little shanty barbecue there on the edge there. You've got a little generator, some really nice pieces. I believe there's a sunken boat. There's a fly zapper that can actually lights up when it's zapped to fly.
Yeah, there's some lovely lighting animations, right, that we have with some of these pieces.
Lots of cool effects in this one, yeah. And I think if you kind of turn it to nighttime as well, you really see that. You see some of the lights kind of come alive. That really create this wonderful sort of different atmosphere, I think, than you have in the scenery from the rest of the game.
Look at this. I mean, I like all the lighting and yeah, like you said,
the reflections in the water, all of these lights as well. They're recolorable, so you can use the color system to actually edit the color of these hanging lights. So as you can see, just create a different kind of atmosphere that suits your part.
So good.
It's really beautiful. So I'm really excited to see what people build here. As you can see, the artists have had a great time building out these large blueprints, that some of which come with the Wetlands pack, but can't wait to see where players take it, because they always take it way beyond where we think we can go with this. It's super fun.
Super useful for me. Obviously, blueprints in the pack make it great just because, again, downloading lots of blueprints so the fact that we've got some default ones there is excellent, but also, I can't wait to see what players cook up and put in the workshop.
Cool to add more lights as well. You see these lights here, they cast shadows depending on what's nearby now. So we're trying to really kind of play on all the things that Jurassic World Evolution 3 has introduced from a visual perspective.
It's very exciting. So we've taken a look at the Irritator, the Austroraptor, we've taken a look at some of the new scenery pieces. Why don't we jump in and take a look at our third and final dinosaur family unit.
Hypsilophodon to the park.
So the Hypsilophodon is our third dinosaur family unit coming to the Wetlands pack, and here we have it in game in our misty Wetlands enclosure.
There it is, socialising with another Hypsilophodon there. Yeah, really interesting dinosaur. This is very much kind of suited to the sort of marshy habitat that you get. You can create with the wetlands brushes. Very kind of fast, evasive dinosaur. It wasn't one for combat, so definitely needed to be speedy to escape predation. And as you can see, we've kind of taken inspiration. Some of the skins and colours that you get with this, taken inspiration from things like poisonous frogs and things that would try and visually ward off predators. Because they don't have much else in the way of protection, really.
Yeah, these patterns are lovely. They're
very
really
speedy.
Nice. And obviously, in terms of their setup, these are quite herd-focused as a species. Yeah, definitely one that you might kind of get quite a lot of if you're sort of breeding them naturally in your enclosures, and you have to look after the herd. So if any of the kind of juveniles in the herd, the whole herd, are not comfortable, that might affect the adult females in this species. It's much more of a kind of you look after the whole enclosure. So if you are going to breed a lot of them, then there is that sort of there's a kind of risk reward of you've got to make sure that you look after the whole enclosure. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's an interesting dinosaur from a lore perspective as well. It kind of briefly mentioned in the Lost World novel. So it has some ties into the Jurassic franchise, which I think diehard fans will recognise and really appreciate.
Amazing. And because of its size, this species takes advantage of the dinosaur encounter, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's another dinosaur that can actually get up close to the guests in the brand new dinosaur encounter.
So in my mind, I'm thinking dinosaur encounter, Hypsilophodon, some of the new scenery pieces. We'll be able to decorate that dinosaur encounter as well to make it really fit in.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got, obviously, the enclosure here. You can see we've got the cypress swamp brush that's been used, but some of these trees, as part of the free update, are also available as separate items, right?
That's right, yep. So we've got a new selection of cypress trees, including that kind of mossy one that you saw in the brush earlier. And you can actually place them as individual scenery items, so you get much more control over, where you actually want to put them. And I can imagine sort of a Cretaceous cruise weaving in and out of a cypress tree maze, if you like. And again, just adds more creative options for players.
They're going to look fantastic. I really can't wait to see what players make.
Yeah.
And obviously, what are we saying? Because of its size, because it's quite small, and you're creating these sort of larger enclosures, you can take advantage of the heat map, right? That comes in the free update, so you can see where your dinosaur can navigate and move around.
That's right. We've got a brand new heat map, which is called Obstructions. So it kind of shows you basically where dinosaurs, as well as guests, as well as vehicles, perceive obstructions in the world. So as you can see, you can turn this on while you're editing terrain. And actually, while you're editing terrain, you can see, you're creating an obstruction here for dinosaurs, so they won't be able to get past this. Or you can see an obstruction because of raised terrain and flatten it out and go, now I know my dinosaurs can actually roam freely over that area. So yeah, for our players who want to get really into the detail, really understand how their maps are working, you can turn this on and really curate your enclosures, and then beyond the guest areas and the areas where the vehicles are, really understand where the routes are and where they're being blocked.
So there we have it. That's everything for this showcase, right? We've taken a look at a lot of stuff today, right? The free update, the improvements coming to the island generator, new features there. We've got the blueprints menu. The Dinosaurus is coming to the game. And then obviously we've taken a look at the Wetlands pack, right? We've got 3 new dinosaur family units and hundreds of Wetlands-inspired scenery pieces and blueprints as well, right?
Yeah, we can't wait to see what you create with those blueprints and those scenery items and the dinosaurs. So please do share images of your parks and enclosures on socials, because we absolutely love to see what you're creating.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. The Wetlands pack is available now on all platforms, and thank you so much for joining us.